Hello children, how are you? I hope you all are studying well, and through GK, which is a one-stop shop, you come to know about so many different subjects and the main topics from those subjects in one book itself, isn't it? So children, let's talk about the people who have discovered a lot of things and brought about a change in the world. So, let's talk about people who changed the world in this chapter. These people, they are better known for their unparalleled contribution in changing the course of world and the course of history. Because of their visits, many different countries were discovered. Many things were discovered from different countries. So let's see who these people are. Write their names. He is one of the most famous explorer among all. He believed he could reach Asia by sailing west across the Atlantic Ocean, and in 1492 he set sail in Santa Maria to prove his theory. Instead, he landed on the islands now known as the West Indies. His discoveries led to the European explorations and settlement of the Americas. He was the famous Christopher Columbus. He is generally agreed to be the greatest playwright in the English language. He began as an actor and wrote at least 154 love poems and 37 plays, including Hamlet, King Lear, Romeo and Juliet, and Macbeth. He also probably introduced more than 1700 new words to the English language. Who is he? He is the famous William Shakespeare. He established the theory of evolution. When his famous book, The Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection, was published in 1859, there were violent reactions against it. He challenged the Bible's account of creation and explained that human beings are descended from an ape-like ancestor. His theory is famously known as the Darwin's theory, and he is Charles Darwin, His ideas on economic history and sociology changed the world. He was a social philosopher who attacked the state and predicted a future in which everyone was equal. He explained his theories in the Communist Manifesto, compiled with Friedrich Engels and published in 1848, and Das Kapital 1867 to 94. His ideas eventually led to the Russian Revolution and communism. By 1950, almost half of the world's people lived under communist regimes, and he is the famous Karl Marx. He began his career as a lawyer, but became a great political and spiritual leader. He led the peaceful civil disobedience of Bharatiya against British rule in Bharat and negotiated with the British government until 1947, when Bharat was granted independence. He became the first icon of a people's struggle against oppression. His simple lifestyle and his belief in religious tolerance have made him a symbol of decency and peace ever since. He is Mahatma Gandhi. He was one of the greatest of all physicists, and his name has become a symbol of genius. When his most famous work, The General Theory of Relativity, was published in 1916, he became the most celebrated scientist in the world, and he won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921. He was a firm believer in pacifism, but his scientific theories helped his adopted country, the USA, to develop the atomic bomb. Who is he? He is the famous Albert Einstein. He was Germany's leader from 1933 to 1945. During this time, he led the world into the most devastating war in history. His hatred for Jewish people and his desire for a blue-eyed, blonde-haired master race led to the murder of 6 million people during World War II. Most died in concentration camp in Eastern Europe. He was Adolf Hitler. He dedicated his life to the fight against apartheid. a policy which kept black and white South Africans apart and denied black citizens to vote. He was imprisoned in 1964 for his aggressive opposition to South Africa's racist government and was held for 26 years. In 1990, after his release, he was elected president of the African National Congress. In 1993, he won the Nobel Peace Prize for his work to end apartheid. He is Nelson Mandela. He was a Baptist minister who campaigned against the segregation of blacks in the southern states of the United States. He was influenced by Gandhiji and believed in peaceful protest. You remember Gandhiji's motto was non-violence and truth. Okay? He won the Nobel Prize in 1964. He was assassinated in 1968 but will always be remembered for his dignified, passive resistance to an unjust society. He is Martin Luther King, and they do celebrate a day in his memory in USA. He created his first computer program while still at high school and launched Microsoft in 1975. From 1995 to 2009, he held the Forbes title of the richest person in the world. In 2000, he and his wife formed a foundation named Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which is the largest charity in the world. He is Bill Gates. So children, I hope now you know about all these different personalities who have brought about a tremendous change in our world, and because of them, there are so many things that have been discovered and we know about them now. Alright children, so quickly answer this the exercises and reread this chapter and do find more information about them as well.